Hello guys, welcome back. My name's Sam. This is VBELTANDSON, and I've had about a 4-day weekend. We worked on 3 different engines for Grandma's truck. We originally put new injectors, still got a knock in the P-pump 24 valve. So we worked on a different engine that Roland brought up for us, my buddy from Texas. Turns out that engine wasn't very good. The injection pump is bad, a lot of rust inside the engine. Got rid of that idea. Put all the new parts and gaskets, new head gasket and everything into Grandma's engine to see if it all it needed was a head gasket. It fired up, ran good. The oil was doing good for a little while. And then you guys will see what happened. But then eventually we end up going and checking the tappets on the P-pump 24 valve to see if we can figure out what is the problem there. So we've been all around 3 different engines in 4 days. It's been a learning experience, but enjoy the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's sit for a long time now. Okay, so yesterday, this is Grandma's engine. Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name's Sam. This is Roland. He came from Texas, brought me a different engine. It was a bad engine, so we decided to put all the effort into the old engine, the 97 12 valve that came out of Grandma's truck before I put the P-pump 24 valve. A lot of times I'm repeating myself, but some people are new to the channel. So yesterday we put new head gasket in, copper coated the whole works, ran it for 20 minutes probably, without the radiator cap on it. Oil and coolant did not mix one bit. And so I thought, you know what? Somehow I got the day off today. We're going to swap this engine in. But before we did, I figured let's put the radiator cap on, pressurize the system. I ran the belt on here with the drill gun, and I saw a little bit of Milky oil coming there, and the dipstick is Milky oil now. So we have
another failure somewhere.
Yeah, so
that is not a head gasket, because that head gasket came off clean and not with an issue, and this head gasket's 20 minutes old.
Yeah, so we there's nothing, we don't have the thermostat in it. The thing ran for a minute this morning with the cap on it, and it already mixed it. So as soon as it pressurized that, as of right now, I have a bunch of extra gaskets for different builds. The only thing we really used out of this was the oil cooler gaskets and a couple things on the top in the head gasket. Head gasket's relatively cheap, I'd say. But basically we're out of time is all we're out of right now. It was worth a shot to see if we could revive this, because we knew it had a shady head gasket job put on it because it was not cleaned at all. But the deck surface was fine, so we got a leak somewhere else, so somebody would have to pressure test this head, pressure test the block. Maybe I'll just, I don't even know what to do, honestly, with it. Maybe we're back to square one, because I told him, this is going to be a rambling video, but whatever. I told him, I said, I'm going to try and find a wrecked truck with a donor 12 valve and just throw some springs at it and some stuff, give it a little bit more power. And then I'm going to just put it in the truck and be done with it. And he said he had one, brought it up, and that ended up being bad. It wasn't his fault. It was the guy that bought it from his fault. We didn't buy it. So.
Yeah, we didn't buy it, so no one's had any money.
So we just had a bunch of parts and a free day and a half. So something somewhere is leaking.
Where? We don't know.
Yeah. So if you guys ever ran into that before, it's got a brand new head gasket in it. Copper coated the works. I wouldn't say that.
Oil cooler's good.
Oil cooler's good.
Don't know. I'm at a loss.
Yeah, glad we stopped it immediately. Plus, it's not going to be antifreeze mixed with oil.
Yeah, it's just water.
Yeah, so it's not the worst stuff to clean out.
It will separate in the pans.
Okay. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll order a new oil cooler just to try it. Kind of doubt it.
I doubt it, because pressure checked it and it's fine. Only thing to do is have the block pressure tested, but then again, you still can't see where it's leaking. You can just find the leak. You can just know it is leaking.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. Yesterday's video, or whenever you guys saw it, I just hit the upload on it thinking that we were ready to go with this. And I woke up with that thought in mind. We didn't put the cap on it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we did that this morning and not last night, because neither one of us would have freaking slept.
Oh no, I'd have been pissed.
Son of a bitch.
Crap.
Well, I mean, we could cart this engine out of the way and pull a cam on this truck if you really want to work on some of my garbage today, or we can work on your truck.
I don't have a whole too terribly lot to do. I need to adjust my valve and do a little wiring, that's it.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'll pull the front off this thing. We'll pull the cam. Beyond me why I do this to us, or why we do this to ourselves. I'm rolling you in on this BS journey. We put 2.5 gallons in this thing because I used 2.5 gallons out of a 5-gallon jug for the other engine, and then the remainder of it went in here. So there's our oil. It looks like it's got more potential to have a lot more than 2.5 gallons. That was 30 seconds with it under pressure. So we pressure tested the coolant system up until the cap popped off, that we held it. Can't hear nothing leaking in there. Pressure tested the oil cooler, the works. Already out of oil.
1 gallon. Where'd it go?
So we lost oil now. Is it the oil cooler?
It had to have gone somewhere.
This thing's still under pressure. What is happening? We only got 1 gallon of oil now. And we only got 3.5 gallons of water that came out of it. We put 4 or 5 in there.
It didn't come out of the...
Yeah, it didn't come out. My word. Boys from Power Driven need to email me back and just give me a new engine. Sell me one. Brief situation update on Grandma's old engine. It was in fact pushing engine oil into the coolant system and vice versa. It was a two-way street, but when we pulled the oil drain plug, there was only a gallon that came out, and we only got 3.5 gallons when we put like 4+ gallons of coolant in here. So it went somewhere, just mixed, and pretty sure just mainly went into the coolant. But nevertheless, we can't figure out what it is. We pressure tested the coolant system, couldn't hear a leak. We checked all of freeze plugs, and then we also checked, well, we already checked the oil cooler beforehand. It was good. New gaskets, everything. Head gasket, it was fine before. Brand new one with copper coat through the whole thing. I know a lot of people in the comments from, well, I'm reading the comments now from the last video, but there was a lot of high hopes and expectations from this, and everybody's saying you should have done that in the beginning. Well, yeah, but whatever, we tried. Right now, all I'm out, technically, is we had fun doing it, and I got a $100 head gasket in there. Whatever, not that big a deal, but at least I know now that this is goofy, and whatever. I'll just say whatever a million times, but we're over here right now. Whatever. We have a hunch. Might have a cam issue or a tappet issue, and after taking the rockers and push rods out, we got a tappet that's got 2 gears in it.
Getting hung up halfway coming up the...
Yeah.
Right there, it's hung up, and then I can pull it harder and it goes the rest of the way. And then it stays on its own.
Yeah, that's it right there, bud. That's it. But know what we say to that? Whatever. Whatever. So we're gonna pull the cam on this right now, because Roland's here for tonight, and then he's gotta go home. So everybody say, Roland, we're gonna go watch your channel.
All right. See some towing videos.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
A mixture of emotions going through this place right now. So far,
It's been a weird 4 days.
our only goal right now isn't, it'd be nice to fix this, but
Just to find the issue.
find the issue. We could not find the issue with this one. We know the other engine got rained in, so we ain't even gonna try out that one. That's one he brought. And then this one, find out why it's got a knock. It's only got one thing that knocks. It's not like a whole rhythm of knocking, and we got one tappet that's hanging up. So, is anybody, I haven't seen it. This is you guys seeing it live. I don't know normally I film it after I know the outcome, but right now.
We're still working on it.
Yeah. So comment below if you guys think it's a tappet. couple people said tappets. Oh yeah, by the way, all the push rods are all straight. They're all good. Everything was good. We had one rocker about 45 thousandths out. Just kidding. It was all good. It's just got one goofy tappet. Bottom end. No, because it's got a 24 valve. Yeah. Huh. Don't look bad.
That was wore pretty good.
That guy?
Yeah. See the brass on it? The tip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nothing I'm like scared of. I mean, it's not flat. Still kind of got a nice shine to it. None of your buddies called you back?
No.
So here's the tappet that was the only one that was hanging up. The rest of them are moving nice and free. But it's got one little ding in it. Not really a ding, it just kind of wore funny, but it's wearing funny on the cam. I don't know if you guys, yeah, you can see it plain as day on there. Catches your fingernail. You can actually feel it with your finger.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty good. Then we have the same little gouge on the lobe of the can.
yeah. But this thing is nice and straight. I don't know. I don't see no issues with this.
I mean, as of right now, this is the only visible issue we can see on the whole engine. Whether it'll cause a knock like we have, that's debatable.
So now you got to get this tappet back up in there, I guess.
See some magic at work.
How you gonna do this?
I don't know yet. We don't have a string and a cork, so I'm gonna do it with a magnet.
I get you a string.
Let's turn off the magnet first. That's how good we are.
I ain't doing nothing.
To be continued.
I got too many Mountain Dews under my skirt right now. Can't handle it. Pressure's getting to me. Not really, but he's vibing with it right now. He's vibing it. He's in California, he's vibing it.
Just vibing, man.
You wanted to vibe with that man bun yesterday, weren't you?
My girl, me one.
Yeah.
Screw the mullet. We're gonna go man bun.
Okay, for you guys that watch a video from the other day, this is that engine that Roland brought up here. Turns out every 98 12 valve is 53 block. I have a couple of them, didn't even know it. But whatever. The trick to making them not crack, the insider trade secret sled pullers use, is since 53 blocks are so relatively easy to get because nobody wants them, they think they're crap, I'm probably one of them, is the water pump at 2000 psi or 2000 rpm is running a 60 psi inside the block. So you clip a couple fins off the inside of the water pump so it doesn't move the volume as fast and doesn't create as much pressure, thus not making as much pressure inside the water jacket, so it will not crack the inside. Theoretically, Roland's got 500,000 miles on the 53 block 12 valve that's in that truck right there. So sounds good to me. We'll go with that. But this engine here he brought up here, we were going to put in Grandma's truck. It had been sitting in a garage for 3 years. The guy bought it from somebody that pulled it out of an old Ford F650, I believe. What we done to this is we got it running. The P pump was junk. It wouldn't pump any fuel. Probably the plungers are all done. So we were like, what the heck, we'll see if we can get it running. Stuff was damaged on the inside. And one thing that I noticed is there's a ring gear on the crank. And it's held on there, probably pressed on, and it's got a keyway. That keyway had turned a little bit. I mean, the gear had turned on the keyway, so that wasn't very good to see that. This poor engine. Luckily, we didn't have any financial obligation to that engine. So it's going to go back to its original owner. When Roland goes back to Texas, we're going to load it up in his truck here in a second. He's calling his boy. Big thanks to Roland, though. We have accomplished a lot of trial and error. We got 2 engines running. Well, actually, all 3 of them run. We had to use Grandma's pump on the one, and then Grandma's pump on this other one. But unfortunately, there's a crack somewhere in it. It's not the oil cooler. It's not the freeze plugs. There's something else in here. And this is what I want you guys to do if you're still watching this video is I'm going to put it on my Instagram as well. Tag me on power driven diesel stuff because I talked to them a little bit. I would like to work with them boys. Just get my name over there to them. I've ordered several things. They know who I am, at least Tim does. Got the injectors for the P-Pump 24 valve. I'm gonna put this thing back together, but taking the cam out, checking that one tappet, the tappet still does stick. When we pulled the tappet back up in there, it hung up. Like it didn't fall back down when it got pulled up in there. So something's weird with that. I'm gonna try and high rev self-clearance it because it's a low knock, but I feel like it's that damn tappet. Honest to God, I think it's that tappet. So other than running it, like it looked clean, it's not out of shape or anything. It's not mushroomed, it's not bent, it's straight as an arrow. But we got the cam back in her. And power driven diesel, they don't care about getting a core, so that's neat. I'm sure you pay for it in the end because they source their own engines, rebuild and machine them, and I would like to get an engine from them. So I'm gonna aim for that long term, but for right now, we're gonna take a break from grandma's. I need to take a step aside because it's eating up so much time. We are 4 days in on working on these engines. 3 engines, 4 days, zero results. But we had fun though. We got to hang out with Roland. That's nice to have him in town. Everything was true and straight up in here. Riddle me that. I have no idea. Everybody said one thing or another, and I've checked every one of those things. I've checked timing. I've checked, got the dogs out here barking. I've checked timing. I checked the tappets, I checked the rod bearings, I checked the works. Austin checked some stuff too. But anyway, all right, let's go over it. Tappets, rod bearings, main bearings, outer round crank, camshaft, everything. The tappets are all good except for that one. So we're gonna aim to that one. I'm thinking it's that damn one. Dries up or something. But what do you think, Boone? The Austin out there? If you guys ever meet Boone, he doesn't like anybody besides me. So Austin, we pulled the cam, checked push rods, tappets, and everything on the old engine. And one tappet is sticking. It's got like 2 gears. It pulls up, and then it pulls up a little farther after it hangs up a little bit. I would say tighten the valve lash on that one a little bit more. I feel like the valve springs and the valve lash adjusted properly should, yeah, as soon as it gets oil, it shuts up. So I'm trying to tell everybody to tag me on Instagram on Power Driven Diesel, or tag Power Driven Diesel on my stuff, vice versa. And I talked to them this morning about getting an engine. No matter what, it's a lot of money. We could sell your truck, pay for it. Might as well.
Swindle my truck out.
Yeah. Austin's truck's not for sale. Everybody keep asking that shit. He bought a new one.
Sale for a price.
Yeah. Oh, everything's for sale for.
Everything's for sale for a price.
This truck's not for sale. So.
I bet you get some money.
All right, 2 million. 2 million. 2 million, and nah, I don't know. I feel like a dick forever. I'd be feeling like a dick in my mansion.
Well, we could just buy a brand new one and call it good.
I should have bought that one that another YouTuber guy was selling, but I'm tired of 12 valves. Too much work. Mainly this one truck.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. I forgot about that. Whatever. I've been talking for 6 minutes. Whatever. Little action. We probably got to retime it because the pump turned, but whatever. Whatever.
180 action again.
Oh no, it's just a few degrees off. We don't know.
Probably retarded it.
So like 5 degrees.
I advanced it and he retarded it. Thanks. There's probably around like son of a bitch. Probably 30 degrees advanced now.
No more.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Not a lot of action. A lot of BS.
Yeah, it's probably just out of time.
Yeah. I messed with the timing. That was on the checklist of stuff to do.
You mess with it.
Look how hard I got that thing tightened on there.
Yeah, buddy.
Spread that bird. Alright, see you guys. Comment your guesses below. I've checked them all. If somebody comes up with something else,
Cool.
whatever. No.
Whatever.